What's up, everybody? We are Ryan and Corey, and you are listening to the Much About Nothing podcast, where we talk ball, we talk sports, and anything and everything else. Today, we are recapping day one of the 2023 divisional round of the playoffs. If you are new to the pod, welcome to the Man Cave. Hit the subscribe button and turn on the notifications. If you are already a part of the fam, welcome back. Please like, share, comment, and hit that bell. Corey, let's get into it. Fly, Eagles, fly. Uh, Eagle up. Which one you got for me?
Hey man, I'm gonna tell
All
you
the above.
all of the above. Man, I got a high respect for y'all because y'all ended that slaughter and got it over with. Them boys need to be ashamed of themselves. They came up in there and just dropped the bomb. They just straight up showed everybody they were not in the same league as the Eagles. As I thought, if I may say so myself, I thought that game was a shoe in for the Eagles. I did not
mm,
think they deserved to be on the same stage. And they
mm.
got them on up out of. That's how you dominate a lesser team.
Hey, Corey.
Yeah.
The last time somebody got beat that bad in Philly, they had to go stay with Uncle Phil. They had to go stay with Uncle Phil. Yeah,
Woo,
yeah. They
woo.
took a they took a Fresh Prince beating. Yeah.
Hmm. I'm trying to tell you, boy, they stuck it up out there, man. For
Oh
real,
yeah.
they stuck it up. But can I ask you a question? Is Daniel Jones who we thought he was?
You know what? The answer is yes. The answer is yes. But the Eagles are him.
Mm-hmm.
They are him. They are that guy. They're who you worry about. They are that dark spot under your bed. They are that monster in your closet. They are the boogeyman. Like you don't want to say Philly in the mirror 3 times in a row and cut the lights off. Like they are that good. They are that scary. So yes, yes. Daniel Jones is that good. Saquon Barkley is that good. Uh, Isaiah Hodgins is that good. The Eagles are just that much better. But we got to go in order. So as
Yeah.
excited as I am to talk about the Eagles, we got to go and let's start off with this Jacksonville game.
All right. All right. All right. See it across the bottom. Right there.
Boom. All right. So do you remember what the spread was? Do you remember what?
It was 9.5.
9.5. And you were right. Jaguars, they covered.
Yeah, they
they
covered.
covered.
They
They
were a
did.
safe bet.
They covered that, but they didn't cover Kels.
No,
That's for sure. They might cover that spread, but
they
they ain't
covered a
cover
lot of
Kel.
times. They ain't cover Kelsey. Not at all. With a
Oh,
delay block, like it was the same play every time. Like he a block and just delay off it, and y'all act like he just not there. It's
um,
crazy.
Kels had 17 targets,
Mm-hmm.
14 catches, 98 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if they wanted Kels to break the record today, it would be broken.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
They just chose not to. They chose not to. You know, I still got an Android, right? So I don't got Siri or whatnot. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
watching the game, and you all can do this on your phone too. I asked my Android assistant. I hit the button and said, "Android assistant, what makes Patrick Mahomes so great?" And I asked a question facetiously, but it gave me a real answer. It is his ability to improvise better than anyone else in the league. And I'm watching the game, and I'm seeing a guy who's operating power. He's a supercomputer. And I don't even think that he realizes how gifted he is by just turning um, chicken poop into chicken salad. I mean, this guy had one leg. He had one leg, one leg, and he's hopping and throwing it. That touchdown pass where he hopped off his.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, man, it's the equivalent of driving to do a layup, jumping off the wrong foot, and making it work. I mean, and he's not even thinking about it. It's second nature to him.
Mm-hmm.
Like the guy is. I don't. I mean, in my 30 years of watching football,
Mm,
I can't recall. I can't recall another person that is anything like him.
mm,
He is a Martian.
mm.
He's a Martian. All right, but I mean, anything that stood out to you before we break this game down?
Yes, yes, yes. I also, I'm enamored with Patrick Mahomes. I need a quarterback like that. I think a lot of people in the league, maybe I mean the stats, and that's the crazy thing. His stats were not that major, but just watching that man play quarterback, it's like that's how the position's supposed to be played. All the quarterbacks in the league that get it, they go in the off season, they talk about you got to throw like this, you got to do it like that. He proved all you got to do is take that ball and put it in that man's hands. That's your job description.
It Watching Patrick Mahomes, it just reminds me of when I was a little kid and we playing in the backyard and we drawing up plays
Yeah,
in the grass. Like he goes out there and he plays like every kid in America that's
yeah.
just drawing up plays, telling his homeboy to go long. Like that's
You,
what it is.
you know the most disrespectful thing about him when the play doesn't even work. He just
Yeah.
come on back, come on back. I got something else for him.
Yeah, it's not
Come on.
even when you watch him at the line, it's not Peyton Manning uh, with a bunch of calls at the line.
Mm.
It's not a bunch of that going on. It's a bunch of just guys. Let's go out there and play. I can't imagine these receivers could have a better time with another quarterback. I mean, and I thought, I mean, all a lot of us thought. I can't say all of us, but we thought there was going to be an impact when Tyreek Hill left,
Mm.
and he is throwing MVS. I mean, Juju Smith Schuster. I mean, Tony. All three of those guys that we're talking about. These guys are cast offs
Mm.
from other teams.
Hand me downs.
I mean, like these are guys that other organizations did not feel that they were good enough or that they had them in their plans of the future. All
Hmm.
three of them. And Pat was like, "Give me those guys. I can win with them.
I can win
I can win with them." Yeah,
with
yeah. Like he is the guy that goes to the pickup game and says, "Just give me those guys over there. We can win."
Hey, but I don't want to go. I don't want it to go unnoticed. I did speak on. I was right about one thing. I said
Oh
that
man,
if
you
they can run the ball, it was no beating them. And I want to talk about how dominant they ran the ball. Pachenko had 12 carries for 95 yards. 95 yards. That is ridiculous. That man ran for 7.9 yards per carry. And I said, if you allow the Chiefs to run the ball, you cannot stop them. And it was evident on the play when Pat Mahomes went down. That drive was orchestrated and ran. It was the running game that got that drive down there. Seven of those points, it would be 20 and 20 if it wasn't for that seven. That seven came from running the ball. While Pat Mahomes was down, they still ran the ball, got down there, and got a touchdown. I think if they didn't lean on that run game, they would have lost that game. They would have lost that game.
know.
I still like the Jazz. I
uh,
think the Jazz did a wonderful job, man.
Yeah, I told you before. As much as you like the Jags, I like the Jags. I told you before they had no chance. They were outmatched. I'm not gonna get into whether you were right or wrong. I will get into the fact that you did say that the Jaguars were going to win this game. I don't know what you were thinking, but yeah,
I was close.
close.
They lost by
What?
a touchdown.
Oh, we playing cornhole or we playing horseshoes? What are we
Oh
doing here?
man,
Is that what we doing?
you didn't give them a shot.
Hey, whatever. Hey, but I'm gonna tell you one of these things about watching the Chiefs. I don't have the word for this, and
Mm,
I'm sure there's a word for it. But Isaiah Pacheco runs the ball different,
mm,
and I he doesn't run it like anybody in the NFL. it almost reminds me of it's almost Priest Holmes ish. Like
got
he's
us a
so
different kid.
explosive. He's so
Different.
explosive hitting that hole. I mean,
Mm,
it's you know what? I feel like there's only a matter of time where Andy Reid has something special planned for this kid.
mhm,
The same thing I told you about Tony. Like he is getting these explosive players, and he's keeping the. He doesn't have to get real tricky because right now his team is better than everybody he's playing. But if he has to unleash the Andy Reid creativity that I know that Andy Reid has,
mhm,
he got some wrinkles for this next round. He
mhm.
does because Pacheco and what I'm seeing with Tony now, man, just wait, just wait. Um, so with this game here, Mahomes becomes the first quarterback in NFL history to lead his team to 5 conference championship games before turning 30 years old.
Yeah, yeah. And I got him losing another.
Mm.
Mm-mm.
The Chiefs will come the third team to make 5 straight conference championships.
Mm.
With this win, Andy Reid now joins Bill Belichick and Tom Landry as the only coaches with 20 postseason wins. Now, again, when I say I love Andy Reid, everybody who knows me knows I love Andy Reid, and I'm so happy for his success out there
Andy
in
Reid
Kansas
don't
City.
want you to bring that stat up. Andy Reid probably put his head down every time somebody said that. 20 postseason wins,
Yep.
one Super Bowl. That man won't. You just put him in there with Bill Belichick.
Mm-hmm.
That man got one Super Bowl. He walk around there like this, head down, shoulder
Mm.
shrug. What they call him, Big Red. He
Mm-hmm.
Big Blue whenever they mention that.
Is that what? You... but you know
They
what?
Blue.
People say the same thing about LeBron. They don't realize how difficult it is to make it to that championship that many times in a row.
Mm.
I mean, you talk about what they not. Let's
Mm.
talk about what he is, and let's give that man his roses. What he is a consistent winner. He is the type of coach you want in your organization.
You
Like
use that
he
word. You use that
consistent,
word.
consistent
What? Nah, not consistent. He is consistent. But the word winner. What is
winner. Yes,
what is
winner.
winning?
What is winning?
It's- yeah.
Scoring more points than the opponent, and he does it at a high clip. he
Just
does
not
it,
just not
huh?
in games that matters. Because I'm of the mindset in the
All
NFL.
games
There's,
matter.
there's
Hashtag
one
all
winner.
games matter.
There's one winner. Y'all let me know in the chat because I'm of this mindset that there's winners and losers. Let me take and say one thing, right? I want y'all to look at me right here. In the world, there's winners and there's losers. Losers.
Mm.
If you got people out here that's telling you it's okay, we just out here to have fun, they're probably losers.
Oh man.
Probably losers. Listen here, if you go through life and thinking that Andy Reid is not sad that he done lost this, he don't care about these regular season games. That man want to win Super Bowls. And as of my count, he has won. He has
Mm.
won one time. That makes him a winner one time.
Mm.
All those other times, he was a loser. I ain't
Okay.
out here saying Minnesota Vikings got a good record as far as win a game. I think we're above 500 in percentage, but we are losers. At the end of the day, we ain't won no Super Bowl. We are losers. There's one winner and 31 losers. Let's not take down the winners
Mm.
to pick up the losers. Nah,
Mm.
LeBron James, he won 4 championships, but he lost a lot of them.
Mm.
And those championships, he was losing. He's a loser.
Mm.
That's
Mm.
just it.
You
You know?
know what? It's you know what? That's a good place to be in, man. When people talk about you, you making it to the championship 9 times and only winning 4. When there's players who go entire careers, and I will say the vast majority of them
Mm-hmm.
won't make it to one. He'd have been at nine, but that man is a loser because he got bested in those games. But hey, call it what you want to call it, Core. On to the next.
Hold on,
Why?
hold on.
Oh, go
Are you
ahead.
a, are you an advocate for participation trophies?
Nah, man.
That's what he got.
Participate.
Participation. He participated.
No, no, that's not what a participation trophy is.
Hmm.
In professional sports, the participation trophy is the paycheck. That's what you get for participating.
All right.
Yeah, that's what you get for that's the paycheck in professional sports.
That is a nice win, though. That is a nice win. I would like to get one of those trophies.
Yeah, there you go. So that's the participation. They pay you for that.
It
But
paid.
now, on to why the Chiefs won. Let's talk about why the Chiefs won. Why did they win?
They was able to run the game, ball, and force turnovers. They were able to run
Mm,
the ball and force turnover and not turn the ball over themselves. As I said, I mean, you might want to take that from me, but I did say if they ran the ball, they was going to win this game. They ran the ball very, very well, and they didn't have no turnovers. And when you play a game like that and run the ball extremely well with no turnovers, and you have one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, there is no losing for you. Who's going to
mm,
beat you? It's not a team in the league that can beat them like that. But the problem is they're going to run into a team that's going to shut that run game down. And you shut it down, it forces Pat Mahomes to have to be Superman against a super team.
mm.
You
Okay.
know,
So everything that you said is pretty much what every coach goes into the off season telling his general manager that we have to be able to run the ball, we have to prevent turnover. I'm pretty sure that's the same game plan that every single coach has.
it's
But do you?
true.
Yeah, I know it's the recipe for success. Everybody knows you can't turn the ball over. You got to be able to run the ball. You got to control the clock, and inevitably you have to score more points than the other person.
Mm-hmm.
And what you're saying is, um, when the Chiefs can't follow the preferred plan, that they
Mm-hmm.
can't win. Well, let's talk about this. Travis Kelce led all tight ends this season with 110 catches.
Mm-hmm.
He led all tight ends with 1,338 receiving yards.
Mm-hmm.
He led all tight ends with 12 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
And so, what you're saying is that don't matter.
In a specific game. I'm not saying they can win a lot of games, but in the biggest game against other teams that can that have better situations,
Mm-hmm.
like I'm measuring them to the talent they have to go through. I don't think they're going to beat Cincinnati. I don't think they can beat Cincinnati. Cincinnati has way more talent on their team. Now, what they have is the better quarterback. But I don't believe the better quarterback is going to get you to win the chip. If you show me, like, the reason why Tom Brady won all those chips because he took less money to build great teams around him. But Pat Mahomes takes up a lot of percentage of the salary cap. And if you got Patrick Mahomes there, he is clear cut better than anybody else. There's no other quarterback like him. But the problem is Pat Mahomes don't got enough help.
Mm.
He just doesn't have enough.
Okay. So again, I'm about to continue with it because I thought that was enough. I thought I gave you enough Kels to get you to back off, but you need some more Kels stats.
Mm-hmm.
So today, Kels set a single game playoff record for a tight end with 14 catches.
Mm-hmm.
It's his fifth career playoff game with double digit receptions.
Mm-hmm.
That's the most in history. Okay. He trails only Rob Gronkowski with 15 and Jerry Rice with 22 for the most touchdowns in the playoffs. Do we need to continue on with this?
No, I mean you. Hey, I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. I'm giving you my joint. I
Because
think they're a very, very good team. I don't think they make it to the Super Bowl.
because the Travis Kelce stat beatings will continue until you improve on talking about these Chiefs. So if you want more of these stats, I'll keep throwing them at you. Travis Kelce ain't nothing to play with, man.
How far they go?
How far do they go? Listen, to me, they have to be the favorites in the AFC.
in the AFC. But do they win the Super Bowl?
I don't think anybody beats the Eagles.
All right, why don't they win the Super Bowl though?
You said why don't they win
Why
the
can't
Super
they
Bowl?
beat the? Why can't they? If they're so good, Travis Kelsey, unstoppable, all these stats. Why won't those stats matter against the Eagles? Because the
The
Eagles are
answer,
what?
listen, this game that we just watched with the
What's
Eagles and Giants was an uneventful game.
uh huh.
All right. You
Uh-huh.
know what creates an uneventful game? Is when a coach creates a game plan that can't be touched. And like I said before, when Jalen Hurts is healthy, there is nothing that's not on the table for Philadelphia. And if the Eagles want to run the ball, they can run the ball. If the
Mhm.
Eagles want to pass the ball, they can pass the ball. If they want to do a little bit of both, they can do a little bit of both. And as long as Hurts is healthy, you can do that. And so I don't think that any team currently constructed in the NFL is prepared to go against that juggernaut that the Eagles are. So that answers your question. But that doesn't mean that this Chiefs team isn't impressive. I
Yeah, I
mean,
think they are impressive. I'm not saying that. I'm
because
not
I mean,
saying they are
because yeah, the Chiefs finished the regular season at the number one total offense. They averaged 413 yards a game. They had the number one passing offense. They averaged 297.8 yards a game. And the number one scoring offense, averaging 29.2 points a game. I mean, the to me, there's only two guys that I would consider MVPs, and it's Hurts and it's Mahomes. Now, as bad as I want Hurts to get MVP, those two games he missed probably going to prevent him from getting the MVP. But Mahomes, I mean, he's like it's like LeBron. Each and every year, you probably got an argument for him to win the MVP. It's just
Mhm.
a matter of whether you're gonna give it to somebody else. Like every year, this is what it's gonna be. Get used to it. Like this guy is here, and he is. Listen, we'll be comparing guys to Mahomes for a long time after he stops throwing the football.
Yeah, it might end up being Aaron Rodgers though.
You think so?
I don't know. I mean, I
I mean,
don't.
listen. That might not be a popular take what you said, but you're right. I mean, Aaron Rodgers was this gifted. Aaron
Yeah,
Rodgers was this gifted.
how many Super Bowls he end up with?
Mm,
One, one Super Bowl,
mm, yeah.
and he
Phew,
got to a lot of NFC championships.
phew,
Got bounced by 49ers every single time, 3 straight
mm,
years.
that's tough. Um,
Hey, can I ask you another stat? What team do you think was fifth worst against tight ends?
I don't know who's that.
Jacksonville Jaguars. They
mm,
go up against Buffalo. You know, is the number one team against tight ends
mm, mm.
defensively. Number one team.
They got good safety play, so that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
Buffalo got
Let me find out what the Bengals is. The Bengals are tied for fifth. Tied for fifth. Yeah.
and man, I'm
Nah,
not
they
even going.
15. My bad.
I'm
15.
I'm not even going to embarrass myself with trying to sound like The Rock here, but it doesn't matter.
Eh,
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like I really don't think. I mean, some guys are just that good. Travis is that good. Pat is that good. Um, yeah, I don't think it matters. Um, yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't matter. Let's talk about why the Jaguars lost.
All right. Why the Jaguars lost? Contrary to the Chiefs, the Jaguars turned the ball over in the worst part, in the worst times in the game. Number one, and another thing is, I didn't like the fact that they were running the ball very well, but they didn't run the ball. The Jaguars Let me get these stats up. Jaguars had 19 carries for 144 yards, 7.6 yards per carry, and one touchdown.
Mm,
But the turnovers hurt them the most. That turnover, I still thought when the Jaguars were down, I'm counting up the scores like they might get to my 33-20. If they can score this jump with these three tight ends, get the ball back, but turn that ball over on what the 7 yard line,
mm.
yeah, that's you can't do that. You can't do that in that moment. So
Hey,
yeah, I
hey,
mean,
that's how it worked. Remember we talked about it, the 14-point swing.
yeah,
When you get down there, that's not a like people don't realize it's not that I didn't score seven. When you
mm-hmm,
don't score that seven and you turn the ball over at another team, that's a 14-point swing.
mm-hmm,
That right there is hard to overcome. You almost need another 14-point swing just to
yeah,
get back into the game. So
yeah,
they got more 14-point swings than the other team did.
yeah,
Uh, I think the biggest thing was Chad Henne.
yeah,
Yeah, because when Chad Henne came in there, see these clipboard holders that we see on the sideline that's making millions of dollars, and it seems like they only holding that clipboard. Man, they stay ready. That's what we see in the season. Those guys are staying ready. A lot of times, mentally, they're more prepared than the players because they got to know the playbook. They got to run the scout team. They are the starters. They are his check call when he needs to know what I'm looking at. Why did I throw that interception? They are the analytical guys in the background, and this time he had to take the theories away and put it in practice. And Chad Henne came in there at the 2 yard line and went 12 plays and scored a touchdown. And I think that broke their back. Because really, what should have happened when the backup was pinned at the 2 yard line, the Jaguars had their opportunity to try to steal some momentum. Because I'm pretty sure that the Chief fan base was worried. I'm not in either fan base. I was worried. I'm pretty sure the players were worried when Pat limped off the field and they sent him to the back. And the Jaguars should have stole the momentum from that point. Um, and they didn't. They let Chad Henne, 37-year-old, come in there and go down 98 yards and get a touchdown. And then
mm-hmm.
that bought Pat a little time, and he came back and did what Pat does.
Hey, another thing, it's a specific player that I want to bring up because he lost the game,
Mm.
and his name is Jamal Agnew.
Come on, man.
Y'all might be saying, who is Jamal Agnew? But lo and behold, Jamal Agnew is the guy that fumbled that ball. But that wasn't his most crucial play. This man, although he had three kickoff returns for 131 yards, he breaks down the sideline and gets tripped up by the kicker. That man hasn't ran one tackle drill all year. And you mean to tell me you can't make this man miss? What are you doing? He sold, man. He sold out there. He came all the way out there and sold us a dough. Be a dud. Be ashamed of yourself, Jamal Agnew. Be ashamed of yourself.
That's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna put this on Jamal Agnew. That's
That,
what we doing.
I was disgusted.
That's what we doing. We put
I
it on
was
the kit return.
disgusted. Yeah. He had
Mm,
the game right where he wanted it.
mm. Hey Jamal Agnew, if you watching this,
Be
it ain't your
ashamed.
fault. It ain't your fault.
Mhm.
I might be the only one that's watched the movie Good Will Hunting, but I'm gonna say it several times. It's not your fault, Jamal Agnew. It's not your fault.
Who in here gets talked about a kicker? A kicker.
Hey man, kickers are capable of good angles. Kickers are capable. They're capable of good angles. I'm saying that they're capable of good angles.
Nah, man, that dude. Oh
All
my
right,
god.
all right, Corey. What's next, bro? So what's next for the Chiefs?
What's
Now,
next?
yeah, they get the winner of the Cincinnati Bengals or the Buffalo Bills.
Mm.
Um, which team do you think they have the better chance against? Which ones do you think they have the worst chance against?
Man, I want to say they got a better chance against Buffalo, but I remember that game from last year,
Mm,
and I think Buffalo remember that game from last year.
mm,
I don't think Buffalo. I don't think Buffalo. But I am gonna say Buffalo. I don't think they're ready for Cincinnati. I don't think they're ready for Cincinnati. They want anybody. They want Buffalo.
mm.
But I don't.
Well,
I don't think they're gonna beat neither one of them.
I don't think the Bills facility is going to even be available. So, the,
Nah,
the,
they can't play. If Buffalo plays them, they play in a mutual site, a neutral site.
well, they're going to Atlanta, right? Is that where they're
Yeah,
going?
now they go to a neutral site. Yeah.
So if the Chiefs pull out the Bills, then this is a neutral site. This is not a home game. You know what I mean? This is not an away game. This is a neutral site here. Mm,
Yeah, it is kind of tough not going to Arrowhead because I'm telling you, that crowd,
mm. Yeah,
that
it's a
crowd is crazy. Cuz.
it was the Red Sea out there.
Yeah.
Red Sea
Like,
out
what the
there.
world going on with Minnesota Viking fans? I ain't never. I thought the building was shaking. It was like a mist in there, man.
Yeah.
God, he's sweating and everything. I said, woo, jeez.
Okay.
But nah, I think Buffalo is the easier matchup. I think Buffalo is the easier matchup because I told you, to me, Cincinnati is the better team out of all of them. All three of those, Cincinnati is the better team. Now, far as they present, what I think Josh Allen presents more of a problem. I think Josh Allen is a talent. He's a great talent, but as a team, I go with Cincinnati. I think Cincinnati is the team that Kansas City don't want to meet. They already proved they can beat them. They're not scared of them. At least you can get Buffalo in there, and maybe they can't get over the hump. But I think I pick either one of these teams that win tomorrow to go to the Super Bowl.
Mm. Well,
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer of this. Pat Mahomes is the leader of the new school. All these quarterbacks that we talk about are good, and this and the third. Pat is the leader of the new school, and the rest of these guys are freshmen.
You gonna say,
Like,
hold on. You gonna say
yeah.
that about how you gonna put Barrow in that conversation?
You said what now?
How you gonna say he the leader? I think Barrow's up there.
No, Pat Mahomes is the best young quarterback in the NFL. He's the
Yeah.
best young quarterback. He's the best
Oh, I
old
thought you
quarterback.
said he the leader.
He's the, yeah, he is the best of them. And we got a good wave of new guys, and we're seeing it in the playoffs. The new guys they showed up this season. I
Mm.
mean the Burrows. You got Allen. You got Hurts.
Trevor Lawrence.
You got Trevor Lawrence.
Mm-hmm.
You got over in San Diego. Yeah, I
Justin
mean,
Herbert.
you got
Justin Herbert.
Justin. Yeah, you
Yeah.
got Justin. I mean, we got a youth wave coming in there. I
What
mean,
about Tua?
I'm not putting two in there. You're not gonna make me be disrespectful about two, but yeah, I'm not putting two. Two ain't there. Two
Hey,
ain't.
your brother in the chats, man. I know he gonna be mad about this.
Yeah, I'm not gonna disrespect two, but no, he's not in that list, and I'm
Nah,
pretty
Tua's
sure
not in there.
he's not in there. But I mean, we got a good youth wave going on. Um,
Justin Fields.
I ain't put him in there either.
Okay.
You know what? There's a difference, and then we got to get into these Eagles, man, because that's what people really care about. But there's a difference between a guy being fantasy football good and actually being real good in real life. And Jalen Hurt, I mean, it's not Jalen Hurt, but Justin Fields is that guy. He is the equivalent of that definition of in real life. ah, I mean,
You're
if you
gonna
want
get
to,
your words on that tape, man. I'm telling
oh,
you, man. I'm
hey,
telling you.
as long as you put it
Fields is a talent. I
as long as
watched
you put it
Fields play.
between premium bread, because I don't like that soft bread, like that Wonder Bread. I eat that sandwich, but as long as they don't Wonder Bread, give me some good bread.
I think you seen one Justin Fields game. That was the Eagles. You know, he was on my fantasy team, so I had to watch him week in, week out. That team was horrible.
Hmm.
Everything about that team was trash. But the one good thing was Justice Fields. Every week in, week out, he was solely scoring, and that team was just working. It was really. Let me see. It was really 22. Well, nah, 21 versus one, because everybody on offense was playing for the defense.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. The defense was like, y'all play for us. Justin Fields was the only person out there trying to do something. I'm
Mm-mm-mm.
pretty sure the chat got something to say, and I'm pretty sure that's LT. Lo and behold,
Tua is a winner. Okay. Okay. Man, okay, this is enough here. This is enough here. Yeah, we just not gonna let this guy spam this. We're not gonna let him spam it in here. Uh, I said what I said, man. Let's go back. Now, moving on, because we're not going to make this about Tua. Moving on, the Eagles, 268 rushing yards. That is the second most the Eagles have ever had in a playoff game. The last time they did that was in 1949 when they won the championship before it was called the Super Bowl. Come on, man.
I can tell you everything about them. I knew this was coming. I knew this was gonna be a beatdown. I said it the other day. There's no need to really even watch this game. This was gonna be a beatdown. Them boys was not in the same league as them. They did whatever they wanted to do. I don't think they had 200 yards of offense, man. They
Mm-mm.
came in there and stuck it up. Oh my god, bro. And I don't know where they go from here because they in a very, very tough position. They got a running back that they're gonna have to pay a whole bunch of money, and they're gonna have to pay a quarterback like Daniel Jones. Oh my God, that is an ugly situation to be in. Oh my God, I would start over.
Listen, man, I'm not even going to talk right now. I'm not going to talk about the Giants because this is a limited time podcast, and right now it is the time to talk Eagles. The Giants. We're gonna have a segment in the future where we talk about teams that are no longer in the playoffs, and the Giants
All
will
right,
be one of those we talk about. But let's talk about the Eagles, and I'm gonna
the
tell you,
Eagles
here's a.
dominated in the run. They dominated in the
But,
run.
but listen here, man. This is the funny thing is how human brains work
Mhm.
because we think about things most recently, and for 15 weeks straight, we forget the Eagles were the best team in football for 15 weeks. And then Jalen Hurts gets hurt, and everybody forgets how great they were.
Mhm.
And now we're seeing a healthy Eagles team, and we are seeing just that. The Eagles ain't nothing to play with.
You
They
don't
ain't nothing to
think
play
they
with.
just played against a team that was inferior?
They all are.
All right, I think you're gonna run into a team that's superior.
When? Who gonna play the Monstars?
The next they like that. I wish I would have had this. Y'all wait until the soundboard get up and I can play these all the time. Because I'm telling you, with you running in to the 49ers, and I'm not talking about the Cowboys, just in case y'all Cowboy fans in there and think y'all was discussing y'all. Now y'all can go and get paired for a score like this tomorrow. 38-7 is probably y'all future. Y'all probably gonna look like the Giants against the Eagles tomorrow. Because it's destined to see Philadelphia Eagles versus the 49ers. And they going to show y'all that y'all can be stopped, man. Y'all can be stopped. I would love to see Jalen Hurts play a defense like that. They can run sideline to sideline. That is a problem. I can promise you, you're not going to have 44 carries for 268 yards and 3 touchdowns. That ain't
Mm.
happening. We can write that down right now. That is not going to happen. You know what? I'm gonna do. I got to be there for the title game. I got to say we need to shoot live from there because I don't want you to get away and say, "Hey man, we're gonna shut down the podcast for this night." Nah, we're going live after that episode. Yes, sir. Right after we
Finish.
watch that jump. Yo, you can carry
Finish.
on. I'm not. I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna
Nah,
let you
because
relax in your victory because your
oh,
team won tonight. So it's a joyous occasion for you.
Corey, I'm just gonna listen to you talk all the mess that you talk, and I'm gonna tell you, man, what the Eagles did was they earned a tomorrow.
They earn it tomorrow.
They earned a tomorrow, and that's all we can ever. That's all we can ever hope for.
Hmm.
And but going going forward this next week, whoever's the winner of this Cowboys 49ers game, they know that they got to pack it up and come to Philly. That's right. They got to pack it up and come to Philly. And after watching this, you could say it was a they played an inferior team or whatever it is, man. Yo, I've said this several times. I'm gonna continuously say this, man. Jalen Hurts. I have never seen another human being in this whole world get better at something in 1 year the way that Jalen Hurts has gotten better at playing the football game.
Come on, man.
I'm serious. The improvement that I have
Josh
seen.
Allen.
No, no. But listen, we're talking about a guy. We talking about a guy. Listen, I'm gonna tell you this. The Eagle off season, the entire Eagle fan base and all that was talked about was the Eagles have multiple first round picks.
Mm,
Are they going to take one of these young signal callers?
that's right.
And what Philadelphia did was they doubled down on this guy. Now they did hedge their bet. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you they hedged their bet because they traded and got another 2023 pick. They hedged their bet, but they took one of those picks this offseason and they traded it to Tennessee and they brought that man a dog. They brought him AJ Brown, and I'm gonna tell you with AJ Brown, he has changed. He has changed what Eagles football looks like. There's a toughness to us that we did not have. I mean, it allows Devonta Smith to take the second best corner every game, and he's gonna beat that man like a drum. What did Devonta do this game?
He didn't do that much. He did. Devontae had 6 catches for 61 yards and a touchdown.
Hmm.
Y'all ran the ball heavy. I ain't
Yeah, I
really
mean,
putting that
like,
on
yeah,
this.
I mean, we didn't have to do a whole lot, but he had 61 yards. Hurts only threw the ball for 154.
Mhm.
So I mean, again, like AJ didn't have to do nothing this game. We didn't have to do nothing. I mean, Kenny Gainwell had 12 carries for 112 yards. Boston Scott, what did I call Boston last week?
Oh
What
yeah,
was
yeah. You called him
the
big kid.
smallest, yeah, the smallest man on the field. He slays giants. That's what he is.
Come on, man. Give it
He
up to
sl-
okay, Will. Kenneth
listen.
did his thing. Give it up to him.
So in 9 games, Boston has 11 touchdowns. The smallest man on the field at 5'6". And this is more like David and Goliath. He is a giant slayer. That's
Mm.
what he is, man. That's who Boston is. This Eagle team right here, in my opinion, is better than the Super Bowl Eagles team.
Yeah, I would say that too. I would agree with you. I would agree with you. But if that 49er team was in that 2017 year, so you
Hmm.
had to go through us, and we want the 49ers. This 49er team is the best iteration of the 49er team since Kyle Shanahan has been coach. And I can go ahead and tell you, it's going to end bad. Weeping endured the night, but joy cometh in the morning. You be all right, man. You'll be all right.
Man, I'm old enough to remember when what was his name, Chris Sims?
Chris Sim.
Yeah,
Yeah.
asking whether or not Hurts was a quarterback. Then we talk about the MVP.
He's not going to win MVP.
He ain't got to win it. But what I'm saying is to put yourself in that breath when they were saying that you couldn't even play this game.
Hmm. It's a good system around him. They really used him to his talents. They really put him in a very, very. That's a coach seeing what he has and putting him in the best situation. But the problem is, I mean, I don't think quarterbacks are built to take that many hits. Eventually, he's gonna
Mm,
lose tread on them ties.
okay. Well,
It's
Right now,
facts.
it's
You don't
working.
want your franchise to take that many hits.
Mm,
Lamar Jackson, 2 seasons in a row, he's been hurt now. When your
mm.
quarterback takes punishment like that, eventually, I mean, Josh Allen is he hasn't it hasn't happened to him yet. But let's see, let's see.
All right, so let's break the game down.
All right. Like I said, I think the Eagles are really dominated on the run. I mean, they really showed that they can run the ball. Usually, when you see numbers like this, it's really because Jalen Hurts really got busy. But Jalen Hurts only had 34 yards. They had two carriers for over 90 yards. They had Keenan Gainwell rush rush for 112 and a touchdown, and they had Miles Sanders. It's same as last year. He put up good numbers, man. He ran for 90 yards. Yeah, so I think I like what the offense did, but I more so I like what the defense did. The defense like utterly shut that Giants team down. That Giants team was put in their place. If they came out of that Minnesota game thinking they had an offense that was ready, they found out today that nah, it gets much harder. I do not think Brian Dabo's looked like he didn't write up a game script for that game. Because whatever he had, the Eagles had the game strip on their sideline because they knew every play he was gonna run. They shut it down. Everything they dialed up, they got pushed right back down. They didn't get a chance. I mean, the one drive they got, I'm pretty sure the Eagles let them have that. They could have really put a goose egg up. If the Eagles was trying hard enough, they could have made them boys put a goose egg up. It's nothing about that game that I felt confident that the Eagles got anything in place.
Mm.
If y'all Giant fans in the chat, man, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. God,
You ain't got to apologize, man. Hey, look, this is what I got to say about it. Jalen Hurts was back at MVP for the shoulder was not an issue. The shoulder was not an issue. And when he's in MVP form, what ends up happening is the lanes are open all night long
hmm
because you have to choose whether or not I want to stop him from throwing the ball, I want to stop him from running the ball, or I want to stop the Eagles' other running backs from running the ball. So yeah, hey, what did Ray say?
he had enough to beat y'all balls. We talking about my Vikings, but he
Oh,
agrees though. Eagles
the,
beat a bad team.
the Eagles beat a bad team. You know what? Well, show me a good team because we'll beat them too. So, your play was in front of you, Ray. Your play
play
was
with
in front. Your play was in front of you. Devonta Smith, Dallas got it. They got open whenever they wanted to. Running the ball, we ran the ball all we wanted to. It was eh, there was no turning point in this game. This game was over when it was 14-0. All right, they went for it. You remember when they went for it? And I told you, not a good idea.
yeah.
They
They
went
had no
for it.
chance to go for it.
Yeah.
The score is 38-7.
No,
It don't matter what they do.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm just saying. But see, this is what happens when you allow your team to go down 14-0. The the identity of the Giants, they ran the ball, made the game ugly, right?
hmm
When the game can no longer be ugly, this thing it's 14 nothing. Now you got to find a way to get sexy with Hodgins. You know what I'm
hmm
saying? You got to find a way to do it. It wasn't going to happen.
If they would have
Uh,
punted the game, what would have punted that ball? What would the score been?
I don't know, man. You can't go back in time. You never know. You never know what happens. But every single inch on the field, every single second that ticks off the clock, like it all contributes to the greater effort. And so we'll never know what happened, but we know what happened because they didn't punt. As far as the play of the game, I'm gonna give it to Hassan Reddick.
Oh yeah,
Oh, I mean, yeah,
we both watched that. That was a dominant performance by Hassan Reddick.
yeah.
Dominant.
Man, this thing is it really ain't a whole lot to say. I'm not gonna beat the drummer on this one thing here. I've been talking enough about the Eagles. I'm going to say this: going to next week, going to next week.
hmm
whether it's the Cowboys or the 49ers, I truly believe it's going to be the Cowboys. Uh, I'm actually hoping it's going to be the Cowboys. Um,
Oh, I believe you should. You should.
yeah, I'm hoping it's going to be the Cowboys.
Mhm.
I think the Eagles, no matter who it is, it's not about whether the Eagles match up well with either team. The better question is how they match up against the Eagles. I want you to remember that.
Mm. Well, I'm gonna give you my nice soliloquy. I think the Cowboys is your obvious best matchup. I mean, y'all beat them in the season. Y'all already have shown that y'all can beat the Cowboys. And the time that y'all didn't beat them, you didn't have your starting quarterback. So I think the Cowboys are your better matchup. But I don't think I think the Eagles are a good team. I think 49ers are a better team. I think the 49ers can run the ball just as well as the Eagles. And I think they have the linebackers that can run sideline to sideline to put a stop to that Jalen Hurts situation. I don't think they're in a situation where they really want to come out there and think they're gonna run that ball on the 49ers. So you might as well dial up the pass, and that is very capable. The back end is if you were gonna attack the 49ers, the back end is where you start. I don't
Mm.
think that you can consistently think that you're going to beat the 49ers by running the ball. So Jalen Hurts going ahead and get his arm iced up because he's going to be throwing that ball. And I don't think that that game going to be a blowout. I wouldn't, like I said before, I'm picking the 49ers, but I do think y'all are close. I think the 49ers are the best team. I think the Eagles are the second best. The gap is not that doggone far. It's 1A. I ain't gonna say 1B. I put it close, close second. You know, it's a
Mhm.
good. I wouldn't be surprised if the Eagles did win, but if the Cowboys win, they'd jump y'all too. I think any team that beat the 49 team, they definitely showed me enough that they are the favorites. You know.
Hey man, I respect it, man. I respect it.
Oh,
Um,
Ray did call me out on something. He said y'all beat the Cowboys back up. So these, I mean, maybe the Cowboys can pull it out, but I don't
yeah.
got them. I don't got them getting out of this one.
Hey, Ray, man, I remember when that backup, the Cooper Rush that y'all talk about. You remember that backup that was supposed to be the next coming of whoever? He was supposed to be the new Tony Romo. We shut all that up. We shut all that up. He is not the new coming of Tony Romo. He back holding that clipboard, and we'll do the same thing to Dak.
Mm.
Yo, hey, hey, you got anything else for the people?
Yeah, I mean I think they called that the Eagle Killer.
Is that what they call?
Hey,
Hey,
for real, that got a good record against y'all.
hey, listen,
I
man.
don't
If you
think
want to,
y'all ever beat that.
listen, man. Hey, listen. Dak. If Dak is the Eagle killer, just know that it's illegal to kill eagles anyway. It's illegal to kill eagles, and he ain't finna kill one this offseason. So, yeah, man, we got to wrap this thing up, Corey.
All right, all right, all
All
right.
right. Hey, listen. Tomorrow after the game, we're gonna talk some more of this. I listen, Cowboy fans. Y'all better not let us down. Y'all better not let us down
Oh yeah, you already know when I come up in here, I'm gonna be loose, loose,
here.
loose.
Cowboy,
Let me tell y'all
man.
something. In y'all future, I see an L. I see it.
Oh, oh.
It's
Hey,
not.
listen. Hey, I told you. I bet you the rest of America probably feels like the rest of America is sitting here hoping and praying and asking in favors, and they want to see the Cowboys lose because they tired of hearing y'all talk about this y'all year, this, that, and the third. Yeah,
No,
yeah, they want y'all to lose. But
no.
me, I want y'all to have one more week of life.
I
I
want y'all
want.
to win. People, I want the Cowboys to win. But wants had nothing to do with it. We talking about thoughts. This is my I believe that the Cowboys gonna lose. I want the Cowboys to win. I got a lot of people. My mom's down there, man. I love my mama. She's a Cowboy fan. I want her to be happy.
Mm-hmm.
Joy. But
Yeah.
nah, I'm trying to
Hey,
forewarn her. Help y'all out.
hey, listen, man. You go ahead and console her, let her know, and remind her of those good days she had in the '90s. But yeah, if they do get a win, it'll be the Cowboys' last win. It'll be the Cowboys last one. But I hope they get one more, man. I hope they get one more. Hey, but man, we gotta go, man. I love y'all, man. Listen, you know, I was reading something earlier today, and it talked about having an opportunity to do something that you love, and having enough time to get good at it. And that's what y'all do. You're giving us enough time to get better at this. But we're gonna keep getting better. We're gonna keep striving. Um, I love you guys. Thanks for supporting us. Um, the last thing I always say is love yours, no matter what it is. What you got, Corey?
God bless y'all. May God keep y'all to tomorrow. Peace be the journey.
All right.
All right.